Good morning, everybody. This is Raina. I hope everybody's well. And I just kind of wanted to have a little talk about summer because I see a lot of the the things that I had visions about that she showed me, um, that she shared with me, and we went through together, are happening. And I've kind of seen it all along, but a lot of things I've been impatient for because I haven't felt it. And I'm starting to feel a lot of things. Like when this was vision from, it was fairly early on. I knew immediately when I did my first reading about the family. I knew virtually nothing about the case. I did a tarot reading and I picked up the cards were speaking to me, a lot. Sometimes it's more confused, but it was so obvious that I wrote this in my letter to TBI, and I said, look at the family, there's so many secrets. There's so much lying. There's such deceptions. It was like, this reading was just like staring out at me. But anyway, I remember that it was one of the first visions, and I'm just starting to see this happening. It was where I was in a courthouse. She was walking ahead of me. We were all in a hallway. There were deputies on each side. They were in brown. They were sheriff's deputies of Hawkins County, I guess. Well, it would have had to have been Hawkins County. We were in a courthouse. There was a big window at the end of the hallway, and the light was shining bright in. And she was in front of me, and she looked older, taller, and she was she has bare feet on, and she had a summer outfit on. It was summertime at the time anyway, and the sheriffs were kind of like grazing the wall a little bit. They were walking, they were like we were all following her. And she was walking, and it was like in slow motion, and I could almost feel like I was inside her body. And I could feel the motion and the endurance and the strength inside her body, and the persistence and um like the drive that she had to walk. And at the end of the hallway was one more door, and it was on the right, which means the future, and it was a courtroom. And she showed me a courtroom 3 times in her vision that she showed me. And I say she showed me because I know she showed them to me. And when I have other visions, I think most of the time God shows them to me. Um, but this time I knew they were coming from Summer because we had connected. And like I said, I've never connected like this to anybody in my life, even though my mother was here in my house after she died. After about 6 months, she started visitations for 7 years, over 7 years. And they would happen a couple times a week in the morning. And I'd be just at the point before I woke up, before I opened my eyes for the last time. It would be like I'd open my eyes for the second time. And the first time I would see a different thing. Anyway, and it was comforting. But so anyway, she was walking down this hallway, and the light was shining, and it was beautiful, and I could see her, and she had her hair down to here, and I could feel the motion of her body, like the energy, and it was a real feeling. A vision is like something that's real, like you can reach out and touch something. And the deputies were looking to the side, like against, they couldn't see what I could see. I could see her because I was right behind her. And that's how we connected. I think she picked me for a reason because I can do this. It's a gift. I'm learning all the time. I'm not saying I'm there, or I'm not defrauding people like certain other psychics I won't mention. I mean, who just say they're, psychics, and, they don't even read cards. They just, say they're see this night. But anyway, not anybody in particular, but there's just one that really irks me. Anyway, I could feel her motion and her body and her drive, and I could see the path where she was going to take going into that courtroom, and courtrooms mean justice. And it was just a feeling that she was going to lead everybody to this. This was how it was going to go. And at the time, it wasn't like this. She was still showing me things. It was at the beginning. And I didn't see this for a long time. I felt, and the next morning, the press, I know you've already read this, but the next morning they had that press conference on the overpass, and the horse ran down the road. And at the time, it was like something struck me. It was the same kind of motion, the horse running, and I could almost see it on the phone. I watched my news on the phone. The motion, like the energy the horse was exuding while it was pulling this thing behind it, a part of a cart or something. It got away. It came out of nowhere. I could feel it was a sign from Summer, and I had picked up on it the day before. And it was also telling us that she was there. And a lot of people said it's a sign from Summer. And yes, I believe it was a sign from Summer. And I could feel the same feeling I had in the vision of her motion, her body, her determination to get to that courtroom. And she has left me. She's not left me, but she's not with me in the same way she was before. She's not visiting me all the time. She's not asking for help. Like, what do we do? Because I believe she picked me because she needed a mother, and she didn't have a mother in life. And I'm a mother. My children are grown, but I always wanted to be a mother, and I was a good mother. I am a good mother. And someday, hopefully, I'll be blessed with grandchildren. But I was a natural mother, and I think that's one of the reasons she looked like she could have been my daughter. I mean, and I had dreams about her before she was even born. Visions, a little blonde girl with short hair, and but anyway, and I think because I have the gift, and she thought I could help her, because she wanted justice and she wanted people to hear her story. And if you don't believe any of this, just I don't care who believes it or not. This is the truth. I don't lie. I'm not making money off this channel or anything. I'm just telling you what I'm sharing with you because I love her, and I'm supposed to share. That's what she wants. I'm helping her. And she's angry. And I'm not going to deny her and say, Summer, you should be at peace. You should forgive. You should move on. Forget what happened. No, I'm not going to do that. She's very entitled to justice. And I'm a believer in that. I believe that the people that contributed to her demise deserve to be where they are. And the fact that they've made a 3-ring circus out of this has just helped this along. So she is actually now, Don is getting in big trouble. He's like shooting himself in the foot all the time now. She has left here, me. She's still with me, and I can still feel her presence. I can still feel what's going on in her head. She's in the motion mode. She's part of this whole demise of Don Wells. That's why he's drunk all the time. I left a few comments on his page. I didn't friend him because I don't know where the comments went. I don't know if I said who I was, and I said Summer's been with me, and I never got any comments from anybody else like, oh yeah. Because one time I went on there just to find out his birthday because of something she told me, and I got, oh, you want to date him or something from his troll friends. But anyway, I think most people have basically realized the truth, or something is not right. And so I left a few comments, and I said, "Summer's in your head." I said she showed me in her the vision. She showed me that she is going after him. She is haunting him. Not like she came to me. She came to me looking for help and for a mother. She used to climb up on me. I could feel her presence, her spirit. It's like molecules. It's like a warmth, and a peace. She used to climb up and grab my neck, and like hang on me, and I could feel her presence, and it was a warm, loving thing. And I made her terrarium's doing great. I put the little turtle right on top. I'll have to post another picture of it, but she showed me what's going to happen in the future, and she's inside Don's head. She's haunting him and Candace, and that's why he's going nuts. And that's with apparently somebody just I think it was Colette from what's her channel called? Colette. Well, anyway, everybody knows Colette. Colette's True Crime or something like that. Anyway, she said that Don has some really weird songs, and I was on his site when I did post, and I said, "Summer's in your head." I said, "She's planning and plotting. She is very much a part of what is happening to him because she's haunting him. Not like she haunted me, because she loves me and I love her, and I helped her. In some way, I helped her because she needed somebody on earth, maybe to get her story out or to be her mother while she's in transition, or to come to, or to be connected to, because she didn't feel a connection to them, obviously. So I feel very honored to have seen what I did, and I'm gonna write my letter to the TBI again. I'm waiting till it gets a little more, fall like. And Don is really getting in trouble this week. And apparently he's gone on a drunken binge, and he got out on his own recognizance, and for his probation violation, which was arrested for DUI, but then he was held, then he got fined, and apparently he hasn't been working, which was, I already predicted that he loses his job. Because if he's working on his house, he's not working. So, plus the affair thing that I said showed up in the cards. Apparently the neighbor that moved, the one who told the lie about the scream, there was something going on between them. Maybe that's why Candace took up with Hunter as a get back, but they have too much on each other. So quite a few of the things, and I told you, Don is on a downward spiral. He is in one of the visions, the last vision where Don was hanging from the tree. In the vision where she was smiling, had her little feet in the stream, and she smiled at me, and I saw him hanging from a tree. And the leaves were all brown on the ground, and he had hung himself. And he's facing jail time, and he doesn't want to go back to prison. And it's happening. This is where she's leading the police. This vision is happening right now, where she's in charge. Her little spirit, which is a spirit, which still has abilities, which still has power and strength. It's just changed form to no body anymore, just a spirit. A spirit can still do things, and especially the way things happened. It's not like usually. This isn't a usual case. I don't believe that. Murdered people can go after their murderers, or I don't if you don't agree with me, fine. This is my opinion. Okay, I know it was an accident, but they could have saved her. They could have gotten her to the hospital and taken whatever they had to save their daughter. Instead, they made up this whole big scenario, and they could have, in all this time, they could have saved her, and that was what they did wrong. It was an accident. Maybe even Hunter was even at the house, and he went after him because he knew Candace was having, whatever. Because that was not, when they took those pictures of the milk jugs and the truck, that was Grandmom's truck, and that was Hunter in the car, not Grandmom. So they could have driven, they were re-driving the route with her in her sweatsuit. She looked half dead. The blood stain was there, a stain, unless she spilled her slushy under her seatbelt. It was under. It looked like somebody just jammed clothes on her. Her seatbelt was behind her. It was a staged shot. And then they redrove to show that they were coming home from the swimming hole. Then they probably switched cars. And because to get into that spot where I said in the northwest corner, you would have needed a 4x4. Because it was rough terrain, or, and that was the only 4x4 they had. I don't think that truck would have made it through there, or where they put her. So, where he put her. I don't know who else was with him. But apparently now he's doing grave digging songs and like really dark stuff. And I know that she's in his head. And I can't say that I'm sorry that she is, and if I helped her do it, I I've helped her, and I've loved her. I've given her her own room, her own beanies, her own aquarium, pictures. She's moved things around our house unexplained. She's talked to me. She's gardened with me. She's hugged me. She's been in my dreams, my visions, even when I didn't even have a vision. She's always in my dreams in the back playing. She's been happy when she's here. And I want to see this finished. She showed me when she's going to be at peace. And when she took me to the top of the mountain, I saw her, and she was a ghost. She wasn't an angry spirit anymore. And she was at peace. I could see partially through her, and I asked her if she wanted to show me where she was. And she said, not in words, but in thought, she said, no, because I'm not there anymore. And it was like, well, I can move on now because it's over. And, so I was kind of sad because I knew we would be saying goodbye. But I was happy that she would be moving on. And I will never forget this experience as long as I live. And I'll always keep her little terrarium in case she wants to come back and visit it. And my husband is wearing the blue robe that she put in the wash. What was not explained. How it got in the wash. That my daughter had given her dad for Father's Day. That I hadn't even taken off the hanger yet. And somehow it was way in the back of the closet. And somehow after I told her the day before, showed her a picture of my daughter and myself, and said that my daughter reminded me of her when my daughter was younger. That she was very spunky and she had blonde with flashing blue eyes, and she was very, mischievous and everything. And she reminded me a lot of her. And then the next day, the blue robe that my daughter and my son-in-law had given her dad for his Father's Day present ends up in the wash, halfway down the laundry basket. And my husband knew nothing about it. He said he didn't even know where the robe was. I hadn't seen the robe since Father's Day. So it was kind of a coincidence. And there were other coincidences too that weren't coincidences. So I'm just telling you, summer is in control. And I feel it. And I don't know how. But I think just the guilt and her being in his head is driving him nuts more, and he's going to make more and more mistakes. And I'm glad he was put in jail, because somebody, Colette said something like, she said something in one of the songs, she read the song lyrics, like they were really dark, something about disappearing, slowly disappearing. And that's one of the terms that I used, like, that I felt like Don was slowly disappearing. I could see it in one of the last visions where he was hanging, that he was disappearing slowly. And she was very much, she had a lot to do with it, like this whole thing. And I know people don't believe that the dead can do things to influence people, but perhaps their influence and a very guilty conscience can do a lot more than we think. So that's where I want to leave it. Um, I so anyway, Summer's on the move, and just want to share that with you. She's in control. She's doing what she's doing, and it won't be long now. And my visions are coming true. She is taking control, and she's still very much in contact with me, and I'm with her because we're connected psychically. And I love her very much, and I want what's best for her. And I want her to be at peace. That's the first thing of importance, and that's my goal. And so take care, and I wish you well. I love you.